Hi, ho everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast.
Wow.
It has been a hot minute since we did the last one.
Almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, 2017, somewhere around there.
Far too long. Rob, great to see you.
Good having you, buddy.
Good to see you. Blue, great to hear you, as always.
What's up,
As you
gamers?
can see, now Rob and I are in, we actually exist. We're people in a real environment.
I have legs.
Yeah, well, debatable. But we're back. It's been a while. However, we got an exciting episode ahead of you guys. And not only an exciting episode, but we know this, but they don't.
What do we know that they don't know?
We know that this is going to be a weekly installment, Rob.
Weekly installment, baby. First episode. Well, is this episode 1, or do we technically consider this episode 5?
I kind of want to start with 1.
I would too. Blue, what about you? Would you like to have this?
This is like the
Yeah,
refresh.
you know what I mean, kind of like the rebrand.
It's like it's like when you release like a series like Star Trek, but like there's been a lot of Star Treks like 3, 4, 5, but this is like
hey, let me help you.
new
How about
Star
it's
Trek.
like those were early access, and this is patch 1.0.
What I like to think is like we started off like on our first season and it was like low budget, and then like the producers were like, we'll give you like $10, and then like when they saw season
didn't even see
1
that.
and they were like, wow, like season 1 popped off. Here's a budget of $20 million. So I think that's like somewhere where
That's
we're at
like
right
the pilot.
we have a $20 million
Somewhere
budget.
around.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah. Wait, what?
now. I forgot what the writers told me. Something Storks threw around 15, 20. I don't want to talk about specifics here.
Yeah, we don't need it. It's a lot. That reminds me, though. I think of the HBO. They just ordered. Maybe it's the Game of Thrones pilot, where they only recorded 1,
Oh yeah.
and they're gonna like edit it, send it to the big wigs, and
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this is good," or like, "Nah, get us out of here." And that was essentially what I'm trying to say is we're as good as Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean,
Up to par.
but not season 8.
Well, yeah, but like seasons 1 through 6.
Throw
Well,
me in the 3 and 4, okay?
Was 6 the Raven one? Because that one was kind of or
Or
the Crow religion thing.
6 was like, I think when like the what's his face, the dude was like rising above King's Landing and like threw Cersei into jail and stuff like that.
I wasn't-
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh, Sparrow, wasn't it?
yeah,
High
the
Sparrow?
high Septon or Hype Sparrow. Yeah, I guess
whatever. Okay, at this point though,
We've already done what GG Over Easy is best at and get a little off track.
well, and that Game of Thrones, the final season's been out for so long. Like I don't know how you expect to avoid.
Spoilers at that
Spoilers.
point. And it's like, if
Right.
you haven't seen it at this point, do you really care about it? Because
Good
I don't.
Point. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because God knows I don't.
So we should note too, this was also highly requested. Before it was just a YouTube video, but now you can find this podcast not only living on my YouTube, but everywhere you can find podcasts.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So,
Where can you find podcasts? Yes, Robert.
what is Spotify?
Yes.
Yes.
For 200.
Thank you. I'll take where you can
nice.
listen to podcasts for 400.
Okay. Where can you find GG Over Easy that isn't Spotify?
Blue, do you know this one? Google Podcasts,
no.
Blue.
Oh,
That's another one.
Negative points
Whoa.
to Blue.
Yeah, negative points. A lot of negative points, dude. We've been talking
Ow.
about this.
We got
That
Google
hurts.
Podcasts, we got Spotify, we got iTunes, we got every other place you normally find podcasts.
Yeah.
We're working with some cool people to be able to do that for us, and we'll have no more memes,
No more memes.
No
I
more
mean,
memes.
memes are still going to be a part
Well,
of it.
right.
Yeah, memes are still here.
but the no ad meme is gone. We're actually, hopefully, as of the time of this recording, I guess we don't technically have any.
we technically don't know what the ads are of this episode, but we do know we have them.
We will have ads. And so fear not, we will be able to feed ourselves and this podcast. And again, it's going to be a weekly installment. It's not going to be every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks,
just
whenever we
kinda-
feel like it, a month from now. We're going to try and do it. I'm going to try and upload it and get it live every Sunday. I don't have that set in
So people can get it
stone,
on their like their weekend, like their end of the weekend hangover.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right?
they need to chill
Or
out.
they can download it and get it ready for the work week, their commute Monday.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna have this ready on Monday morning, baby. Drive that 2.5 hour over the bridge before I go into work.
well, you need to
I
find
mean,
a
there's
new
someone
job.
out there, dude. There's some. My dad told me like back in the day in San Francisco, he used to commute like an hour and a half to work.
That's what
like,
my brother does every day.
hour and a half. Oh
Mhm.
my god. I'm about a 3.5 2.5 step to work, I think.
I
About a
have time
3.
myself.
What about you, Blue? What's your commute to work like?
Well, it usually consists of me waking up, thinking about everything I ever did wrong in my life, going poop, taking a shower, sleeping for another 6 hours, waking up, and then going to my computer
what?
and playing Destiny. So that's about how my
That
life's
reminds
going.
me, Blue. Like, so we have a lot of new things in our lives right now. Blue has a new form of depression, as you can see, and Christian has a new house and a brand new office
Yes.
where we're holding all of this,
Yeah.
and
It's
a new
going
sword,
great.
dude. And
Oh yeah.
and it's not green.
People people didn't believe that it's a real sword, but look at this. I can't green screen Rob.
Dude,
picking
it's
it up.
real.
Hokage.
Okay, it's not that kind of sword, but
Like this is how the Jedi stand, right? Like,
Sasageyo,
it's
Sasageyo.
actually really sweet though.
Yeah.
It's pretty like girthy.
It's meaty, dude. I mean, I don't know if I would use the word girthy, but that's one way to describe it. So, GG Over Easy's back. We're doing it every week. We got some ads. We're in a tavern right now, and
It's good to be back, dude. It
Yeah.
feels good.
we've missed it. Well, personally too, I like to talk
Yeah, I do too.
a lot.
It's fun.
It can be a problem,
Mm-hmm.
but so for me, this is like
Well, I do like,
no-brainer.
and what the best part about this is I get to talk with you guys, and I love talking to you guys. It's the best,
stop it.
except when we talk about things like Destiny.
No. Hey, come on. We should say though that what do we categorize ourselves? A gaming life.
Gaming gets off
variety?
topic very easily. Gaming podcast.
If you don't know who we are, you might not care, kind of thing.
Probably, but I mean, you can really kind of just hang out and listen to a couple of gamers
Yeah.
talk about games and lifestyle stuff.
I'd like to think that if we sold our bathwater, that somebody would buy it.
Blue, if Blue sold bath, if we all three sold bathwater, Blue would probably have the highest like sales.
That's such a weird, like, mythical like, you're really, like, going into, like, a mystery box.
But you would win.
Because, like, if you got Robs or fruits, like, you know what
You
you're
don't
getting.
want my bathwater, bro.
But, like, with me, it's like, it could be
You wouldn't be able to
anything.
see like through the
you
other
don't
side
know
of
what
my
you're getting.
bathwater. You know, like it wouldn't be translucent. Like it'd be kind of murky in there.
You know what? I shouldn't bring this up, but whenever I think about friends doing stuff like that and selling things,
Yeah.
like we would all be selling our bathwater, I always think of it. I think it's Neighbors, that movie, where all the frat guys
Yeah, yeah.
are like molding their penises and then selling their molded penises. And you have the guy that used to play Sugar Love or McLovin.
Oh, McLovin.
Yeah. And he comes out and he's just got a King Kong schlong, bro. And everybody's like, oh my God.
McLovin's owning.
But yeah, that would be like our bathwater, and you would get blues, and it's like
Like it would be pure,
sparkles
Like, yeah, it'd be
and,
like,
like,
beautiful kind of like rainbow almost.
you just cry.
It's got, we throw like little
Rock,
like
you
gold
open it.
sparkles in there just for like the
You open it,
flashiness.
and it's
Dude, that's
the aura, the
some
smell.
good stuff.
It's just like
it smells like your high school crush. You know, like you just never.
Or what if
forget
it
that
just
smell,
smells
you
like
know what I mean?
your best memory? So for everyone, it's different.
But, like,
that's
baths
a good
are
one.
gross.
It smells like your very first car that you bought with your own money.
I still have
Like,
that
you
first
just-
car.
Oh, it just smells amazing.
It still smells like that too. Actually, 1998 Honda Passport, dude. It's a classic.
That's a classic.
It is a
We out
classic.
here.
It's still holding up.
It's glad,
215,000
It's doing great.
miles or something like that.
My van's at
Man, old Betsy's she's been through some
My van's
stuff.
160,
Whoa.
and she's on her last legs.
Oh,
man.
really?
Yeah,
Are you gonna be upset when you have to buy a
Oh,
new car?
I will.
Oh, see, my dad is always like, Rob, you should buy a car. I'm like, that's the worst idea ever.
let's get this super crazy, fast generating, depreciating investment. Come on,
My
what's
dad's
wrong
like,
with
it's
you,
the
dude?
sickest idea. He's like, you should just buy a car and then have to pay $600 a month on top of everything else you're already paying.
And on top of that, it loses its value so fast. I
As
don't know what you're
soon as
talking
you
about.
buy it, it's $25,000 less
Yeah.
than what it was when you bought it.
Horrible investment. Plus, this sounds weird, and I think I am too like fantasizing about it, but I'm waiting until self-driving cars.
I mean, there's some like Tesla has like self-driving.
Right.
You still have to drive
I know,
them. They're
but
not
like, I'm thinking,
You're
like,
telling me you would just be in a car going, ugh, like just like
Yeah, well, okay,
reading.
that's
I
why-
couldn't.
It's like
I
an
couldn't do
attentive
that.
that's why
thing.
that's the future. But I think that it's happening a little sooner than it's actually going to happen. So I'm like,
It's like
I'll
maybe
just
like
wait
5 or
until I
10
got-
years.
It's probably longer than that, because the biggest problem is you're gonna have to convince all the people who have cars, be like, you got to
You gotta
get the
go and turn
self-driving
that
or
in.
something. Yeah,
Like, you think like it's going to be a mandatory law for like you have to drive a self-driving car or something?
I mean,
like
it has
that?
to get to that point because that's how it's the safest.
Yeah.
If
Just take out human error with
Yeah.
like cars.
yeah, I mean, if you have self-driving cars, it eliminates every traffic, everything.
Have you like tested out like a self-driving Tesla yet or anything like
No.
that? Oh, dude, you
In-
could really like sit back and just let the car like do its thing.
I know.
I
well, I
couldn't.
see the
I
video.
couldn't.
Not yet, but
Well, I mean,
eventually.
you can.
I'm too much of a
It'll-
control freak. I also like driving too. I also
You
like
c-
if
you
you're on the
could-
freeway.
No, it's true you could.
like driving
but
on
the
the freeway.
but the it literally says like, hey, like you still need to pay attention to the road.
But,
Like,
I mean, as far as I'm
if some
aware,
shit
that's
goes
a
down,
suggestion.
you take that wheel.
they're just saying, yeah, maybe you should pay
Yeah.
attention just a little
You
bit. You don't
can.
have to pay attention, but you can kind of pay attention.
No, I know people get in trouble for like sleeping at the wheel. They'll get pulled over.
Can you?
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
though,
you're
like-
supposed to be awake. and,
Does
like,
if you're getting pulled over though, does the Tesla and you're like asleep? If you're like asleep and you're getting pulled over, does the Tesla know, hey, I'm getting pulled over, I should pull off to the side, or does it just keep going?
yeah, just like
And then like
stop
before you,
resisting.
before you know, you have 20 cops.
Yeah,
You're getting
sir,
beat
slow
up.
down.
You're getting beat up.
You're on the channel news. Everyone watching you. Yeah.
I could never do that. I was on Reddit one day and it was like Tesla owners be like, and it was some dude just like just reading like that, and I could never do that. It's like if
Well, my
okay,
motion sickness.
so if you
is
could be
fine.
like in a self-driving car, could you be in a self-driving plane?
yeah,
You could do that.
I would probably.
I
mean,
couldn't.
From what I gather and from what I know and some of my friends who know more about it, I mean, at this point, we're pretty close to that.
Yeah, the pilots are there pretty much there to just kind of, if anything does go wrong, that's
Right.
My dad told me, who's an airline mechanic, told me that the pilots are there for takeoff and landing.
Right.
Basically, the plane does
The
everything. on
trickier part, yeah. But once you're in there, that's why I'm saying like you can pretty much let a Tesla go on its own on a freeway or an interstate
it. Yeah,
because that's not as tricky. But once you get like residential or
Mhm.
like dense cities, it has a tougher time. But that's what I'm saying. Like with airspace, you're in the sky,
Yeah.
and then for the most part, it knows where it's.
would
going
electric
and so-
car be the way you go if you do end up getting a new whip when the van goes out?
Well, it's a good thing you asked that. And for any of those listening,
Oh,
check your state because you might get this. There's huge rebates for actually getting electric cars. Yes, Rob.
what's a rebate?
Okay.
I'm serious.
Like-
dude. I don't know what a
Like
rebate
a tax
is.
rebate,
Okay.
or like you'll get a lot of those on like Black
Does
Friday
that mean you
or
get
Cyber
money
Monday.
back or
Yeah.
something? Oh, okay.
So essentially, like,
Normally, when it comes to taxes, they just take my money.
yeah, I'm with you there. Normally, the way it works is you buy your car, blah, blah, blah. That's it. But if it's an electric car or it's like there's a list, and I think every state there's a federal
Mhm.
rebate and a state rebate,
Yeah.
and it's different per state.
hmm
So you have to check your own. But I know in Colorado, because Claire was looking at like a Prius or something.
Yeah.
Depending on if it's a hybrid or if it's all electric, and if it's a truck or
Whatever.
a compact car, whatever it is, they fall into different tiers and stuff. But it was something like if she bought this Prius, some kind of
Yeah.
model, she gets $10,000,
Yeah. Oh my god.
and it's a $30,000 car.
Just like, hey, here's 10K.
well, it comes back at tax season.
Oh, okay.
So like when you get your tax return,
Uh-huh.
you would get the rebate,
Oh,
but you would
tax
get like
return. I've never heard of
$10,000.
that.
Yeah, they return and they say you owe more taxes.
Oh, you know that 10K you just got? Oh, that's mine too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's so depending on what your state, because the federal rebate that just applies to everyone is somewhere like a couple thousand,
Mhm.
and then depending on the state. But as electric vehicles and stuff are getting more prevalent, they're
Yeah.
actually like next year the rebate's going down and down. Eventually it'll just go away. But since they're pushing for people to get more electric or hybrids to help the environment,
Yeah.
right now you can get those rebates, but you got to check where you are.
Check your state.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing too. I want to buy a car that runs on water. Is that a thing yet? Or do you think the government is like, yo, like we can't be having that because we need gas. Like gas makes cars go. Because if we have a car that runs on water, right? Like water never runs out. Am I out basis here or something?
Well,
You could just make it run on water and then you just go like, oh, I need to fill up. Oh, let me just go to that water fountain over there.
So
talk about a recharge station,
historically, cars are made of lots
yes,
of metal
I know that.
and lots of electrical
Yeah.
components.
We'll make a steam car. There's like
I mean,
steam
there's
trains.
hydrogen cars and where they've tried hydrogen engines and
But I mean, obviously,
like a nuke.
obviously, they're not practical or cost effective enough. I feel like running on water. Also, you probably run into the issue of it's not going to take you very far before you
Yeah.
run out.
I mean, it gets me pretty far though. I mean, I can run like about a mile before I need some water.
yeah, but you're also like 90% water.
1 mile. And you're Water.
I need it.
I need it. Why don't you look up hydrogen cars? Or where they're
Hydrogen
coming?
cars.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure hydrogen is. I mean, what makes up water, Rob?
What makes up water? H2O. 2 hydrogens and then 1 oxygen.
Hydrogen.
Oh, okay, you're right.
So,
Well,
Thank
isn't
God
like
the American education system
but
taught
isn't
us
like
something.
a hydrogen in like a nuclear bomb? So like if something goes wrong, like do you just have a nuclear bomb in your car?
I mean,
Hydrogen cars.
we could look at all the components in an atomic bomb, and they're probably
Hydrogen
everywhere in the
vehicles.
world. It just depends on
A hydrogen
the
vehicle is a
chemical
vehicle powered that uses hydrogen fuel from a motive power. Hydrogen vehicles include hydrogen-fueled space rockets, as well as
Nice.
automobiles and other transportation vehicles. Well, if it has the word rockets in it, dude, it's pretty close to a nuke. Okay,
compound. Okay.
let's be real here for a second.
Oh, and that is what we call mass. What should we call it?
Mass production, mass
confusion
destruction.
among the populace. Rockets, nukes, Cold War.
Everyone's like, GG over easy,
Freaking out.
confirmed Cold War II.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. But there are different ways. I think we started with something about cars. See,
Welcome to GG over easy,
Yes.
dude. A gaming podcast where we talk about rebates and tax breaks.
we actually did write some. The idea was to be a little more constructive this time around and
try and have
follow,
like a central kind of theme.
right.
And what did bro, like literally before the podcast, I was really like, okay, we got a rubric or we got or what, like what's
Okay.
gonna change
Okay,
here? Like,
Mister.
can we be more
Do you
organized?
just expect everything to have like? Hey guys, what Christian comes and says? Hey guys, podcast is Tuesday or what Wednesday or whatever,
Monday.
and says we're gonna. so I pay attention. We need to have a list and kind of have it going. And we go, okay, we'll have something. Nobody says anything.
I have no ideas.
Nobody says anything.
Blue comes in here 5 minutes before we everyone. You guys don't have anything. I asked.
I asked.
I don't add. I didn't. Okay, first of all, I didn't say what are the ideas. I said what's the structure. And alas,
I'm like,
here we are.
why? What do you want to talk
Well,
about?
we're
You're
going to
like,
talk
oh.
about car rebates first, and then we're going to talk about taxes,
Yeah,
and then we're talking about electric cars.
If you look at the script I gave you, clearly we're following it, just like our Rust script, dude.
Exactly.
Verbatim.
Dork wrote a great Rust script, and he wrote a great GG over Easy script.
So,
Not
yeah.
Dork, it's Dark, by the way.
Now that we've covered the future of
Automobiles.
motor vehicles, how did we start with this?
I said because I was talking about 1998 Honda
Oh,
Passport,
yeah, and
which
you
is,
wanted a new car.
again, a classic. You
Yeah,
guys
and
should
then
look it up if you guys ever want a great car.
Yeah, well, it's a little old now, but you can't go wrong with like Toyotas, dude. Those
Yeah.
things never
I mean,
break down.
yeah, mine's a Honda, so it just keeps going. Just something will eventually break. And then-
Wasn't the Toyota one of the Toyotas like the first car someone got it over 1 million miles?
Oh my god, 1,000,000 miles!
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It was like 10 years ago.
oh my god,
Yeah, someone like hit it like 1 million miles with a Toyota, I think it was.
jeez. Blue, what
Those
car
are
do you drive? I don't even
built
know
to
what car
last.
you drive. 911
I
Porsche
drive
or
a,
something.
Probably an atomic bomb.
Absolutely, dude.
Fat boy.
Yeah, I got my Porsche.
Oh,
Porsche out
nice,
here.
very
and
nice.
We just
What
kinda,
model?
We're just kind of chilling. What's the? I'm like one of those dudes that drives like the cheap.
Oh, like the
Porsche, and I'm
entry
like,
model
bro,
kinda
I'm driving
thing?
a Porsche.
I got a Porsche, dude.
So like a
Like
boxer,
the- and then, like
Yeah.
a Boxster.
You
Yeah, like a
literally just
Boxster,
typed
and
that
then,
in there.
like,
There's
I'm
no
like,
way
bro,
you
it's a
knew that.
Porsche.
I think I
We
heard a
heard him.
key.
Yeah,
Like,
we
bro,
Yeah,
I'm
I
driving
heard
a
that.
Porsche, dude,
And I
and
was
then
like, oh,
it's
he's
like,
typing that.
it's like, dude,
I was like,
it's
how
a
does he
Boxster.
even know
Chill
that?
out.
He typed an entry level Porsche, and that's what he came up with.
Porsches, list of Porsches.
No, I don't even know what movie it was from, but it was just the funniest shit. Because like this, it's like someone bumps into a dude's car and he's like, "Bro, this is a Porsche," and then the girl's just like, "Dude, it's a Boxster."
Oh,
like-
is that Hot Rod? I think it might be Hot Rod.
That's a
Something
good
like
movie.
that.
It is a good
I forgot what
movie.
it was. It was hilarious, and now I just use it all the time. It's like you got a $50,000 Porsche. Like you're in our you're down here on Earth with us, all right, Bucko.
Like you're
calm
there,
down.
but you're not there. Like you're one of us, but you're not one of us.
You're still one of us. You're not in that upper echelon, all right. Just so don't. You're not in the atmosphere yet. So calm down.
I looked at Dream Car Model X Tesla,
Yeah.
the SUV one,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Does that
Oh,
does that have the
nice.
doors that
Yeah,
open
it's-
like
of
that?
course it's the
yeah, That's
SUV.
cool.
like a
I'm
DeLorean.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like, how can I be the most high tech dad without
Dude,
being?
I drive a
dad?
minivan. Okay, I don't care about what people think. I don't.
Oh, I know. Oh, I think we
Hey,
all
dude,
know the
when people see that
stereotype.
minivan go by, they go, "Ooh."
You know how much
You see that?
Damn, that's
dude?
that has
responsible ass father.
an impressive amount of horsepower. It's built to like lug along
Yeah,
a
I
lot
was
of
gonna
weight.
say
and
it's
kids.
got to like
So it's got some
Yeah.
pickup. So I get in like someone else's car and I'm like, why is this thing? The van, it's kind of nuts.
it kind of pushes.
Yeah. I'm
Wait,
saying.
so Blue, what car do you drive for real though?
Oh, yeah.
I actually drive a Lancer.
Mitsubishi?
Mitsu.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
It's
nicer than mine.
Back in the day-
What is it older than? Is it
I think
newer
it's
than
like
98?
20
I
It's
got
a
the
2012.
oldest
It's a
whip.
pretty new one.
Oldest whip in here.
Wait, how old is yours?
Yeah.
1998,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
It's like,
Mine's 05.
and that might be even being kind of generous, dude. That thing might be 96, man. I'm just trying to
It's
give it a
out
couple
there.
years, you know.
Muffler.
Oh, dude, it really it's
put
like
some respect on
oh,
my
dude, it's like
name.
a cartoon car when you start. It's like, and then it goes.
And then slowly but surely. So now that we have whatever that was out of the way, again, let's I don't even know if we talked about everything we needed to at the top of the podcast. I certainly, hopefully,
I think we did.
did. Yeah, I think so. So GG Over Easy's back. It's on all your platforms. This is what you can expect. A lot of nothing. We speaking of budgets though, and structure and whatnot, Blue was very adamant about a 3-camera setup, and so are we. But
Dude.
currently,
Don't
we only have 1 camera setup. I apologize. We're gonna work on it. I don't have we don't have like a producer.
Yeah, we don't have
who's
a Tony
switching
in the back.
cameras. Right. If we do it, we're gonna be doing it in post. We don't have all. And on top of that, we should also know, because of this first podcast, and we're still figuring out a few things and working with the studio, we don't know how far out this is actually going to be posted. We think roughly 2 weeks. But then once this gets going and we get into the groove, we'll have a better idea of schedule and structure and when we're recording. Because like we could talk about X or Y right now, and for all we know, this comes out a month later, and you're like, haha,
Yeah.
that's
like,
wow, that's
old
school.
news,
Yeah.
new. Yeah, exactly.
Plus, we want to talk about more general stuff, so it's more timeless, you know? Personally, I'm a big podcast listener,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm less inclined to watch a podcast if it's strictly topic-based,
Yeah,
and it's like current events.
yeah.
Because I'm watching some 2 years later, and I'm like, I don't care what Britney Spears was
Yeah.
doing, or like
She
whatever
shaved
it
her
might be.
head.
Right.
Yeah,
I
all
mean,
that
that
kind of
was
stuff.
a while ago.
Oh wait.
But
wait.
really? You
I'm
just know
never-
it off the top of your head?
I mean, I think it was 08. If I had to get, I know I was in like middle school.
Wow.
I was watching a lot
That
of South
really
Park.
hit you, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that didn't hit me. I was just like, she's crazy.
She's crazy. Yeah, she is. And so that's what you can expect. And we'll figure it out, and then figure out more so what we're going to be talking about. If we want to throw in some current events,
Yeah.
some of it's just kind of like life stuff or whatever.
And like,
comes
and,
up.
and some episodes may have like a theme around it. Like maybe like one GG Over Easy, we decided to talk about like movies or something like that. Like strictly on like our top movies or something like that. Or just strictly gaming or something
Food.
like that. Food or
I like
conspiracies.
that. Yeah, we can do that. And additionally, it's these first couple weeks or months are actually going to be interspersed with podcasts we'll be recording during the Dream Team Summit.
Yep.
Because while we have everyone here at the summit, we're going to be recording separate podcasts with one of them in as guests, and then we'll probably like release those every other week.
Yeah.
So one's like one we're doing right now, and another one was from the summit. So it might be like cycling for a little while at the beginning, and then we'll just get straight into a normal schedule. But
And we may have guests every once in a while. Just probably gonna like just probably stick with like the core of us, and then maybe every once a month or whenever, kind of throw in a guest. But primarily, it's just probably gonna be us three talking with you guys.
yeah, that was
like that.
that was the one thing we just didn't feel like we quite knew. Like we knew we weren't doing anything really with the last podcast, because we were trying to do guests, but with the setup we had and the way we did things, and with how many hosts we have in air quotes, it doesn't really work to like have a podcast centered around somebody. It was more like they're in our world,
Yeah.
and we're
What
trying to right. And granted, they were all our friends that we really got
Yeah.
guests with or something, so that made it easier. But like moving forward, there are like different kind of podcasts. Like I love watching Joe Rogan's podcast, and his is strictly every show is dictated by his guest.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's driven by, it's essentially an interviewing.
Mm-hmm.
And I love those, but I don't think that's what this podcast is.
No, probably
This one
not.
will just be,
I think like maybe like one day we have like Ohm or somebody like that,
Right.
or somebody who's like not within like the friend group or something like that. If they show like interest on like wanting to be on, like maybe
scary.
have Sonic on here.
New people. And I know, Blue, what do you want to see out of this podcast?
You know, I just want to see
Come on. What do you want to
Give me
see,
something.
Blue? Come on, anything. We're grabbing at straws here. What do you want to see?
Some good
All right, I like memes.
Okay.
Memes are cool. We left the memes at the door, but we'll bring them back in.
/r/Mr.
I don't
Free.
really. I
Oh,
don't. You know, I think
plug.
I think the charm of this podcast is there's really no end goal here. I feel like putting us into a box
Yeah, we're
just
kinda
doesn't
like
work.
Destiny,
He's
no
gotta,
end game
just gotta
here.
roll with it.
I mean, no, it kind of has an end game.
Okay,
Well, vanilla.
that's,
We're more
this isn't
Anthem.
Division 2.
We're
Let's
way
calm it
more
down.
Anthem.
Yeah.
I love Anthem.
That's my favorite game. I still don't have any time on that game. And they gave me like the Legion of Dawn edition.
No, we made a
knew.
video. We
the
made
beta,
of it.
the beta.
Oh, that was a beta?
Yeah,
that wasn't even the full game?
No, we haven't touched the full game.
The beta was the full game.
I mean, you played definitely the most of it, Blue. So,
It was one of the few games where like I just knew going in. I had a feeling. Normally I'm like, I'll try it.
Oh
but-
no doubt. No doubt, the game sucked, and when I played the beta, I knew it would suck, but I was just like, you know what? I'm into it. I dig this. I like the loot system, and then you get the full game, and it's like, oh,
well, and like, didn't it turn out like the
that's-
most powerful gun in that game turned out to be the first gun you start with?
Yeah.
Like, technically, it does the most damage and all that kind of stuff, even though it's
Yeah.
a white level 1 weapon. Like,
It's like the Kavaz stopped being the best.
So apparently, the most powerful gun was like a level 1, like your starting weapon, and for some reason, it scaled really high when you got to like later
stupid.
levels. But like all this kind of stuff just unraveled in the game, where it turns into it becomes obvious the game was like literally like strung together with like tape and sticks, and just so much stuff was breaking. People found out like your loot doesn't matter because like you would have those level 1 guns that just do like double damage to like some of the best end game
Right, the
gear.
way
So
they,
it was
like,
just
Coded
pretty bad.
damage modifiers and like the delta scaling and stuff. It was all just like
didn't-
made up.
just didn't even do
practically.
anything.
yeah. The game's literally put together by like a 3-year-old who made Forky at
But to
like
think that was the people
at
who made
school.
Mass Effect, or no, was it Mass
I
Effect?
think it is Mass Effect, right? BioWare.
Yeah,
BioWare.
BioWare. Yeah, they like Mass Effect and stuff.
Well, I mean,
If-
all the stories
I don't think
came
you guys
out
read
like
the
that. It was like terrible, like work conditions, and they made everybody like work really hard and like work like 60 hours a week
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well,
So
I don't know if I can talk.
Jason
about that.
Schreier put out an article where it basically said, I guess from employees from BioWare, that outlined that the game was in pre-development for like 5 years,
Which
and it didn't actually start
I mean,
on developing the game itself till like a year before.
I mean,
release.
I'll say this. I don't know what all I can say, but I went there earlier on to help them with some stuff
do tell.
early on. Well, I don't know what I can tell. I still don't know if like I'm under something.
Yeah.
So I'll be very vague. But when I went there to see what they had,
And
mind
this is
you,
what early like.
this was a year before release.
Okay.
And when I went there, if they had been pre-developing this for 5 years, it must have been chicken scratch on like restaurant napkins. Because
Like
my God, I mean,
this.
that just goes to tell you what I saw when I went there and everything that I experienced and stuff. That's why I was like, at launch, I'm like, I'm not touching this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to see what other people say because I just don't believe in it.
Well, that's what I did with that game too. I went to like Twitch streams and stuff. Like I was going to Seagull and Baru, Blue, everybody who was playing it, and everybody was stuck at this mission where you had to do like a bunch of dumb, monotonous, like stupid things that didn't even contribute to like the game at all or something like that. And it was basically just like a wall. Like you had to stop here to like slow down the campaign because you beat it too fast.
Right. And this
that's
is the
just
main story.
So dumb. And then I was like, everyone's like, this is so stupid. I was like, okay, well, that's easy. I'm
All
not
right, cool.
I'm not. Well, I mean, I got the game for free, so I didn't download it or anything. So
Plus, I think at the time we were playing
Yeah.
Apex. I think that was.
I think that's
around
when
the time it
Apex was
released or
popping.
something.
Well, February, right, or March-ish. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Apex time.
February.
Yeah, it was probably like.
Dude, Fruit was hype right
Dude,
Still am.
I still
I
am.
still
He
am.
was
I
deep
love
in
it. We're
He
grinding.
still is.
Well,
Would you say that's like your favorite game that's come out this year? Like, 'cause
that's up
It's
there.
gotta be.
That's a great.
I mean, there's
That's
not a whole
actually a
lot
great topic
so far this year
that we
but-
should talk about right after we hear from today's sponsor. Okay, and welcome back to the podcast. We were talking about whether or not Apex is my favorite game to release out of this year. I would first also like to say, though, Apex, here's the big differences. Now, granted, I guess this is a little bit different, but I went to the Apex secret premiere event or whatever you want to call it.
with all the other content creators.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 days before Apex actually released, because that was like the thing. They're like, hey, this is our game. Oh, by the way, it's free to play and it's out right now, which I think was a great move. But I went there and I immediately went because they're like, yo, Respawn's new game. And obviously I'm Titanfall 2 lover.
And
so I was like,
they didn't tell you what it was before then, though,
no,
right?
they didn't tell me anything.
Okay.
There's like, this is Respawn's
You just figured it was
new
like
game.
Titanfall 3 or something like that.
That, or I'd heard rumors about a Star Wars game.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it might have been the Star Wars game, and I didn't know anything about the Star Wars game. So I was like,
But I'll jump in.
Right,
If
I
it's
was
Star
like,
Wars, sure, I'll go down to Canada.
I gotta go check it out. So I win, and they do the presentation. I start like, it's a battle royale. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, no, like, come on.
Am I about to crank 90s right now? Like, oh.
But then after 10 minutes of a presentation, I was like, I think I literally texted Blue and Rob right after the presentation.
I think you did too. And
I was like,
we
February 3rd, just be ready.
Yeah, like we are playing.
I think something like that. I was like, you're like, what are you guys talking about? So it's just like, just be ready. Like, we're squadding up.
Make sure you're not doing anything that day.
Yeah. And because I was immediately sold. And then we played it. I was having a ton of fun. Again, I was there with a bunch of content creators. I think my team was Noah J456 and Dr. Lupo.
It's a pretty stacked team.
And then on the other side, though, is like Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, and Courage. And, well, I don't really need to talk about this, but I realized somebody told me how much money they were making for that event. And I knew how much money I was making for that event.
Like, how do I do
And
what
I'm
they
like,
are doing?
yeah, I was like, I need a manager.
So is Apex your favorite like game of 2019?
Honestly, I want to say, yeah. I'm really addicted to Teamfight Tactics.
I am too. Me and you have been playing that till like, I've been playing
I've ruined my sleep schedule.
Me too. Blue will hit me up at like 5 a.m, be like, dude, go to sleep. I'm like, hold on, dude, I got to lose more RP. Give me a second.
See, when Rob is up during my like normal hours, that's where there's a problem.
That's what I was about to say.
I see this dude up
I never
all the
went
time. Like I go to bed at like
I
5
never
in the
went
morning,
past-
and Rob's up here.
Never went past
grinding.
10:30, dude. I used to be like an old man, but about 5 months ago, I couldn't get past. It'd be like 11:30, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, like, I gotta get to sleep." But like now, it's like 4 in the morning. I'm like, gotta lose more RP.
Time to lose another rank game.
It's changed. Time to get 5th.
It's so addicting.
Yeah, so I like probably Apex is actually my favorite release. Granted, the season 1 kind of really, I wouldn't say ruined it. I would probably just say like kind of killed its momentum, because there was a time. I don't think Apex is dead, because it's like still like top 5 on the Twitch directory or something like that. It depends if Shroud's playing or whoever.
It depends on if like him or Doc or something.
But like I don't think it's a dead game. It's just kind of hard to compete with Fortnite, by the way, and just kind of. It's
we like Fortnite. We like Fortnite.
The World Cup was pretty sick though, dude. I gotta admit, I did watch it.
I need to go watch it.
I actually did.
I heard
watch
good
it.
things.
Yeah, I did think Fortnite esports was a little whack, with like how people would just camp in the final circle and stuff. But the final circle is kind of cool now because it kind of moves and stuff. So people are just kind of, I wouldn't say it's cool, but it's like it's all right.
Slay the Spire came out this year.
Oh, I love Slay the Spire. I was actually playing that the other day. I got to the final stage and lost to the donut and the Deca guy.
I know you're excited about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Dude, like that. I've been waiting.
You probably talked about it in the last episode.
More disappointed. Yeah, probably. I'm just like, oh, dude, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. I can't tell you how disappointed I was for that.
Dude,
when you wait
so
for
high
a
for that
game longer than you've been alive, like that game came out when I was like, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. I was probably 12 or 11. I was still living at my mom's apartment in Aurora by that time, so I must have been 10 or 11. And so waiting for this game for 13 years. Longer than I had been alive previously. Yeah, it sucked that it was kind of a boring game. Well, it wasn't boring, but like, you know how in those kind of like hack and slash kind of games, you want to have combos and stuff like that, and you don't want to just make it press X, press X, press X. Well, they introduced this new thing called like attraction things or something like that. You'd hit an enemy like 3 or 4 times, and it would juice you up, and then you would literally press triangle, and it would give you like this attraction thing. You'd be like on a carousel, or you'd be like on the Rapid Wild adventure or something like that, or Splash Mountain. And then you would literally kill everything. You would literally kill everything. So it would totally take away from like building a cool class and like building like all cool combos and stuff like that. And then they didn't release the game they had proud mode, but they didn't have critical mode. And critical mode is like something that like all the 1%ers of Kingdom Hearts like to play. Like it's just like the really hard kind of thing. And like if you get hit by a boss twice, you're dead. So it's very punishing, but it's also like very fun and that kind of thing, like kind of like Dark Souls or like Sakurai. That like Sakurai, isn't that what it's called?
Sekiro.
Oh,
Sakurai is our Lord and Savior in Smash.
My fault, Sakurai. My fault. Did not mean to. But yeah, it was just that is probably like my most disappointing game of 2019 is Kingdom Hearts 3 because like that is something I waited so long for and I still haven't beaten it. I got to this part where it basically became like a collecting game. You would literally run around with like the little Olaf guy from Frozen. He'd be like, "Come find me," and then I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore." I was like, "This is awful."
I remember every time I would go into your stream, the weirdest thing would like you're sledding. Or I come in, you're square dancing.
Dude, okay, so like I just got done with this like
in.
pretty epic like boss fight and like Tangled and I'm like fighting a dude and like all of a sudden and then I get to the city and they're like, how about we square dance? And then Christian comes in and it's like, what is this this children's game? And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like when your parents come in and find you doing something you're not supposed to be doing. I was like, oh, don't look. Wait till you come back and see something cool.
I was also trying to trigger you.
Cool.
And, yeah, it turns out.
Yeah, but you did trigger me as well. Like it did both. It also made me realize the game sucked, and it made me realize that I'm doing nothing but playing a children's game.
Yeah, every time I came in, it was too convenient.
Well, and then like also about Kingdom Hearts 3, the story is just so crazy. Like, I don't really follow along with it because it's just so long and convoluted and it doesn't make any sense. So, because like there's like Kingdom Hearts 1, and then there's like 3 DS games that I didn't play. And then there's
that's the meme. Yeah, no one
exactly.
knows what's going
and
on.
then there's Kingdom Hearts 2, and then there's like 6 DS games. And it's like, I'm not gonna play the Nintendo DS. Square Enix, like put that on PlayStation or something. Like put it on a normal thing. And I honestly didn't think that those like worked into the story until it did work into the story. And then they're like, oh my God, Aatrox, I can't believe you're here with Cathena. And then Cathena's like, oh my God, so where's Waldo? And then it's like, just I have no idea what's going on anymore. Because I used to like it just for the Disney part. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's Alice in Wonderland. That's so cool. And then now it was just boring and I hated it.
Wait, Sekiro came out this year.
That's what I said. Sakurai.
How did I not?
Oh,
yeah, how did I not see that on this list? I'm looking at like the list.
Is that your
games
game of the year
come
over
out.
Apex?
I mean,
It nearly killed your channel. Let's just get
Certainly
that.
not in the comment section.
Let's just get that away. It nearly killed us.
yeah, maybe I should. Some of these people listening are probably like, yeah, hey, speaking of Sekiro, where's that last episode? Okay, listen,
Bro, you know the comment section's immediately going to be like, yo, dude, he never finished that
address
playthrough. What? I got
all right,
cheated.
I tweeted this out a little while ago, but I'm not memeing when I said that Sekiro literally almost killed my channel. Like, like, what do you mean? I mean, like YouTube saw how poorly the videos were doing in relation to my other content, and they didn't be like, oh, it's just this series. They just saw it as a pattern.
Yeah.
And so because of that, they stopped recommending my videos because none of the Sekiro videos recommended would ever get watched.
Yeah.
And then they stopped sending a lot of videos to sub boxes. And then,
But isn't that just YouTube? They just unless you click the bell. So click the bell.
well, yeah, it's stupid. If you click subscribe, that doesn't guarantee you're going to see my videos. You literally then also have to go click the notification bell and say turn notifications on. What's the point of a subscribe button?
Exactly.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
So just click the bell now.
Yeah. So point is, they saw this pattern happening because I was uploading Sekiro enough. And I even started the series. So it was like, I don't care about the views. And it was true, but I care if it's going to kill my channel.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, if it's killing your channel, it's probably
Right.
something you should start caring.
Like, I can suck up, like, okay, I willingly and knowingly are going into this that this isn't going to perform as well. The people who watch will like it. I'm enjoying it, but whatever. And then I'll have the series and I'll move on. Well, yeah, that's not how that worked out. And what a lot of people don't know is recommended stuff is actually like how YouTube is driven these days.
It's
and
just
the way
an
the
algorithm,
algorithm works. Yeah. They really push recommended.
Would you love to meet the algorithm one day? Like, would you just
take it out back and
let
let it look at the flowers?
You're beating it up. You're not like spoiling it and giving it everything it wants. So you're in the algorithm.
I wouldn't even want to suck up to it. I'd be like, listen, you've had this coming. All right.
Why do you think I've been working out so much?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, no. So that's why I haven't finished it. That kind of turned me off from the whole thing. But then also, and then I also like was moving and stuff.
Yeah, it was
I was
pretty
doing something. I had
time.
like a lot of traveling, and it wasn't easy to get those recordings among everything else.
Well, because that's a kind of a game you sit down for 3 hours.
Right.
Like because in an episode, for all you know, the upload was 30 minutes, but it was probably 4 hours of gameplay. But just when you fought the boss, and then when you fight the boss for 4 hours and keep dying, that's all cut.
Well, actually, the last episode that's on there is me defeating the Demon of Hatred, which I'm not supposed to fight before the final boss. You're supposed to, I guess, fight it afterwards.
Oh, so it's like
and it's not a
Sephiroth
mandatory
kind of
boss.
So yeah.
And everyone says it's the hardest boss.
Oh, easy.
Well, I beat it. So I was like, oh, I can beat the last boss, and that's all I had to do left. But then things came in the way, and now it's just like,
Did God of War come out this year, or was that last year?
oh my god, did it? No, I think that was last year.
Was that last year? I don't remember. I didn't play it. I mean, I did play it.
I mean,
for like
if we're
5
going
minutes.
last 12 months, then
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah, okay.
That was insane.
Wait, what's your game of the year? Final Fantasy F1X or whatever?
Anthem. 14's already
See,
been
I've been
out,
trying
though.
to super hard to get into Final Fantasy 14.
Did that come out this year?
But the
No, it's been out
gameplay,
for 5, 6.
the
something.
Shadowbringers came out
That's an
this year,
expansion.
It's like
which
ESO or
I've heard is
something.
fantastic. So I've been trying to get into the
Trying
game,
to get into
but,
it, bro.
like,
You play it every
I
other
don't
night
know.
until like 3 in the morning. What do you mean you're trying to get into it?
No, but that was me just giving a test.
That's a
See,
test run?
If I'm grinding a game, yeah, that's a test run. If I'm grinding a game, like I'm grinding a game. But like a test run is like, yeah, like 5,
Dude,
6
you
hours
are a
a day.
gamer. I thought
So-
I was a
Well,
gamer.
Rob, your and I definition of grinding is like a little sultry walk for Blue. It's just a little jaunt through the forest.
Yeah, just a little, nice little casual
He's a different
Yeah.
kind of gamer than us.
Yeah, when I grind something, like I'm pretty deep in. Like I'm like pretty much at all times if I'm into a game, like I'll pull what Fruit does whenever like the big Comet expansions for
Oh,
Destiny
just-
come out.
But I can only do that for like a
Like,
day,
when-
and then
when-
I'm exhausted.
And then I'm over it.
And all I've done is sit down and play video games. But I'm like, ugh.
What's been your
Yeah.
longest video game session?
I'm trying.
Like, you started one game and then you ended. Like, what's been your longest session? Longer than 24?
I don't know. Definitely
Oh
longer
my
than 24.
God.
Probably back in college when I was on like winter break.
What, Paragon?
It wasn't.
Oh,
on game.
come on, man! It wasn't that long ago.
Nice
What was
one.
it? Was probably Modern Warfare 3.
Okay. I'll take Modern Warfare 3. Modern
I
Warfare 3 is
grinded that
alright.
one.
And
They had a
that's-
cool Paris map. I really like
I didn't grind it because I liked it. I
It
just
was-
grinded it 'cause I didn't like it.
It was Modern Warfare 3, and I probably played that nonstop when it launched.
I wish I knew you then.
When we had Thanksgiving break, and I probably stayed up like a
Oh
day and a
my
half straight
God.
just playing it.
It's a good thing I didn't read
And
an
then I would
article
super
about
hardcore-
Texas man
Local Texas man.
dies. Staying
Local
up too
Texas
long.
penguin.
And then I would super hardcore grind TF2.
Yeah,
back
that's
then,
what.
too.
That's one
Team
game you're
Fortress 2.
super into.
Your stomping grounds.
That's the game I probably still have the most hours in because
I don't know why you don't play more Overwatch.
I didn't just
It's like
Because
TF2,
he wants to hate it, dude. Because Blue likes to hate things. So Blue wants to
it's
hate
like-
Overwatch.
Overwatch is just
If Overwatch was not very
Overwatch just
popular and
isn't my
people
thing.
didn't like it and hated it, you would love it.
But Team Fortress 2 is one of the most popular games.
I never
back in the
played
day.
it. I didn't have a
It's
PC.
just I don't know. Just the design direction to Overwatch is.
Did you
doesn't
first play it
do
on when
for
it came
me
to Orange
anymore.
Box, or did you play it before then?
No, I didn't play it until like high school.
Have you always been PC
when-
gaming?
And that's when No, I was on. I had a laptop,
So, yeah.
and TF2 had just gone free to play. Like right around the time I entered college, so I would just play that nonstop on my Mac because we got Macs when I went to my college, and I was nonstop play it because that was one of the few games that worked on MacBooks.
The MacBook.
And dude, I was actually pretty insane for having the trackpad. I was a trackpad pyro warrior, dude.
You actually played with a trackpad?
That sounds
Trackpad pyro
just
warrior.
terrible.
Yeah, until I got a mouse.
First
which
time I ever
obviously
played League, I had
got
trackpad.
better,
and
but I was
Christian
insane.
Killed me.
Yeah, I was
I was
like,
like, what are you
bro,
playing
what
on?
are
I was
you
like,
doing?
trackpad. Dude. I was like, how do you play this thing? Christian's like, what are you playing on? I was like, trackpad. I don't have a mouse. And he's like, what? This is early days. This is like still freshman year college or
so I'm like,
something.
why? Just stop.
Anyways, those are probably the two games I played the most, and I would grind them super hard. As far as like favorite game of this year,
Anthem.
Destiny.
I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. There's not a whole lot that's grabbed me.
Okay, so what would then let me
like,
ask you this:
I would
what's your
agree, though.
worst game of 2019? Like the game you
Oh,
okay,
Anthem,
so
yeah.
Anthem, the game you dislike the most would be Anthem.
But Anthem, I even then I grinded that game super fucking
You did.
hard.
You grinded constantly.
You gave it its more than its fair chance.
Is it still
More-
like
yeah,
giving
just-
content
I give
updates
it
and all that
more
kind of
than
stuff?
most people.
Yes, I think.
It has like PTR updates, but it's
Dude,
it's
I
a
talked to one of my
trickle,
buddies.
dude.
His name is Ryan. So if you ever find a Ryan out there, it could be him. He goes,
What up, Ryan?
he goes, yeah, have you ever played Anthem? And I go, no. And he goes, it's actually not bad. It's gotten a lot better. And I was like, dude, like, I'm not playing Anthem.
I mean, gotten
I'm not
better in
playing
the sense
Anthem,
of
man.
like
What?
it's definitely
Oh.
still not good. I'd say my favorite so far is probably still Division
Oh,
2.
yeah, that was a good one.
I liked it. I still haven't
And-
finished my homework.
And
though.
I'm only gonna say the first half of Division 2 is my favorite
Wow.
this year, only because
That's
the campaign was actually really
Yeah, it
fun.
was, and then Rob stopped
and the
grinding.
open world is
I just
actually
stopped playing one day. Me, you, and Kev
The
were like
open
at the
was
mall
actually like
or something like that.
ridiculously fun.
It was fun. I had a good.
I liked it.
Did the raid go well or anything like that? Like whatever the end.
See, that's when I
Okay.
stopped because once you got to the end game and you hit the wall, it was like
there was
damn,
nothing to do, kind of like
there's nothing.
the first division.
Yeah, but I will say, leading up to that wall, it was super fun game.
It does play really well.
It's just like you hit the wall and
It
it's
feels
just like
good, dude.
there's
It sounds good. I
nothing.
love
Like,
the sound of
I'm
the
done.
guns and everything. I like the third person movement, kind of like Gears of War, kind of behind
Yeah.
you and all that kind of stuff.
I wish every game had the open world Division 2 has, because that was some S tier. That was some okay hands, like some good
I
S tier
think
stuff.
I would have gone deeper in the game. I probably would have grinded with Blue, but you guys might have seen my Division 2 videos around when it released. I had to do sponsored videos, but which is all fine and well, and I like doing them. But the problem was they had strict rules that it had to be on the Xbox. And it wasn't like you
Love the
can play
Xbox.
on the PC with an Xbox controller. No, it has to run and play on the Xbox. Which, okay, fine. It wasn't that bad. But the problem is I don't want my main game to be on that. And I had to grind a good bit.
Yeah.
So then when I finally got back to PC to start over and I was like grinding with Rob, Blue was practically like max level. Everyone was already deep. I'd already played through like most of this. I'm re-grinding it for nothing. And that kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, having to play it on console is pretty.
It wasn't my.
Oh,
my
and
best.
the level system didn't help either.
What was that, Blue?
Because I would try to play with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
But I was too. The
Yeah,
level
it
scaling
was
was
we
really
just
just
bad.
ruined
get one
it.
shot by everything.
But speaking of level scaling, the thing they have in Borderlands 3, like how they have their leveling system, dude, looks like exactly how it should be. For those that don't know,
Dude.
it scales to a certain point of if I'm level 17 and I'm playing with Christian who's level 2, noob.
Fight me.
My enemies will be level 17 and his enemies will be level 2 still.
Yeah.
Even though we're in the same game. And that's I don't know why people haven't been doing that already, dude, but I just can't. That's probably going to be my game of the year is Borderlands 3.
Well,
Oh my god! Yeah, I feel like that probably will be mine too. It was so Gearbox is Gearbox is magic. I don't know how they do it.
here's the problem.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no!
The game might be great, but it's releasing like 2 days before Shadowfall.
3 days.
Yeah. Here's the problem. I know I'm gonna be grinding Shadowfall, which means I'm not gonna have the
Shadowkeep?
Shadowkeep. Sorry, I'm not gonna have the
Shadowfall.
time to get all the way through Borderlands in those 3 days,
That's true, dude.
and then I'm gonna be grinding Shadowkeep,
Hard.
and it's probably gonna be
Hard.
dope. I mean, Destiny's in a great spot already, so yeah, we're going hard on that, and then on top of that, a lot of my enjoyment in games is directly correlated to either my friends' enjoyment or content. And I don't know what kind of content I can make on Borderlands. My friends will be playing it and liking it, which
Yeah.
is cool. But
Well, I mean, for those
content-wise,
who don't
know,
know, your first viral video was a
Oh,
Borderlands
it
video.
was.
That's some trivia for
that's
you
some
guys.
Mr. Fruit lore. I forgot about that.
I'll never forget it, dude. I opened up Christian's channel, and it would have been maybe up for like 2 or 3 days or something, and it had 10K views, bro. Like
And I had, like,
11,000.
How many subs? Like a couple hundred.
Oh, a couple
maybe.
hundred, maybe 3
Yeah.
or 400, somewhere around there.
And it actually is one of my worst videos. It's probably my lowest effort video.
You should. Do you still have it somewhere? Like, is it privated somewhere? You should.
I think
unprivate
it's
it.
privated somewhere.
You should unprivate that video.
That-
It's perfect.
It was the Infinity Gun or the Infinity Pistol in
Is
Borderlands,
this Borderlands
2.
2? Yeah.
Yeah. The Infinity Pistol or whatever. And literally the gun, I got it early in the game. It has no ammo.
Just shoots.
Yeah, right. Like
Hold
you
R2.
can't run out of it. You just hold R2 and it shoots in like an infinity spray. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
I'm gonna make a video on this.
And I think I got it dropped from, the only reason I remember it too is because it was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
The
Easter egg
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Where
I
you
think,
fight
like
the rat dude or
yeah,
whatever.
and I think he like
Splinter.
dropped it or something.
Yeah.
So I might have even thought it was like a drop from that, and it's not. It's just like anywhere in the
Mhm.
world apparently or something like that.
Oh.
And so I start the video, and like I literally start the video like, so I didn't know what video to make or like what I should
Which
do.
is always a great way to
Yeah.
start a YouTube video. You know?
I don't even know why.
Step
I posted
one,
it.
say I don't know what to post today, so I'm posting this.
And it was only like 2 minutes. I'm like, so like I found this gun, and I just like shoot it. And I was like, yeah, it shoots like infinite. So, all right, yeah, that's it. Thanks.
So I got this gun, and I don't really know what it does. but it
and I
shoots
even
infinity.
said, yeah, I was even like, yeah, if you want to get it, I don't really remember how I got it.
That was crazy.
And
I
that's
was
when
like, you're
realized,
on the way up, dude.
that's when I realized the YouTube.
What's the
game
first
is-
Destiny video that you had that popped off?
I mean,
It was one of the reviews, right? One of the 60-second reviews. That's the first one that I remember that like popped off.
2 different pop-offs. There's one pop-off that was a pop-off.
Oh, that was a
that
pop-off.
led to everything.
Nova Bomb?
No.
Montage?
The Husk.
Wasn't the No Land Beyond one?
Well, I guess there's 2 mini ones. The No Land Beyond was the biggest.
That was a 60-second review, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But then just the advertisement videos. I wasn't doing 60 seconds yet.
Oh, okay.
But going all the way back to the start of Destiny and Dark Below when I started recording, it was just a Thorn video, Thorn PvP.
Yeah.
And it got like 2,000 views.
Pop off.
And I was normally getting like 100 or 200.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're uploading Destiny. So that's when because originally I was just doing variety indie PC games or whatever. And I was like, all right, fine. I guess I'm uploading more Destiny. And it was doing well. So that's when I became like a Destiny channel for a little while. Just because I was like, yeah, people like this, sure. But then, there was the Reddit thread. The first one was the Husk of the Pit advertisement. And that one did pretty well. But then the No Land Beyond one.
What did those like get like video? Like what did that get view wise? Like the Husk of the
Pit, I want to say. I think that was like the first time it like happened though. Because we were going to a CSU game in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So we were road tripping. And my friend Corey calls me. And he goes, Christian, like your video has 40,000 views.
Oh my!
And I was like, what? What are you talking
Shut
about?
up,
And I'm in the
dude.
middle of a desert. I don't have internet or anything. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? I was like, quit trolling. He's like, no, I'm serious, dude. It's got like 40,000 views. And I was like, no.
Shut
way.
up.
Yeah, right. So as soon as we,
this has been my dream forever. Like,
as soon as we get to the hotel, I get in there, sign in the free Wi-Fi or whatever,
and you see it,
and I look at him, and it was like 55,000 at that time or something. I'm like, oh my god! And I gained like 2,000 subs that day.
Was that the most you've ever gained at that point?
I didn't even have that many subs total.
Oh, okay. So
like
doubled your sub count.
Like doubled my sub count. And I was like, oh my god. So then I kept that up.
And what is this like Revenge of the Fallen or whatever? Like what expansion?
This is Dark Below.
Okay, so this is Dark Below. The first one.
This is when the Husk of the Pit just started dropping.
Oh, that's right. That's what it's
before the whole Necrochasm.
Because you had to go to like the Cosmodrome and then like
kill some knights or something. Yeah.
And then it would maybe drop.
Yeah. So
that's so sick, dude. Why don't they do that again?
And you want to know the ironic thing too about that video? My truest viral video was I was about to leave for the trip and I was like, I need to upload something. I don't know what I'm gonna upload. So I did that as a throwaway video.
The Husk of the Pit?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna make like a dumb commercial. I don't know. Like I have this. Who cares about Husk of the Pit? I'll make like a funny commercial.
Yeah,
I was
like a parody infomercial.
Yeah, it was literally like a throwaway video. I was like, we'll see if anyone likes this. And then of course
it popped.
It just seems like the times when you're like, whatever.
Like, well, just this.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll buy that lottery ticket. Yeah, give me that one.
Yeah.
Quick picks.
Yeah, and that's the one that popped off. And then so I kept those up. Those always were really popular. And then the No Land Beyond one, and then the Space Magic montage, because that one got featured.
That was like that's how you got that emblem, right?
Yeah, which I lost to some dude. I got runner-up. The winner was some dude punching Randall the Vandal for like 5 minutes to some like random pop song or something.
Mad.
It was literally just some dude like punching Randall just over and just to like some music.
Yeah, and then I think he finally eventually killed him, right? Like that's what
maybe I didn't last that long.
Yeah, well, you know what? That dude doesn't have a successful 1.5 million YouTube channel. So who really won?
Yeah.
So you had the Husk of the Pit, and then Destiny, or the
No Land Beyond.
No Land Beyond.
The No Land
Space
Beyond.
Magic.
That's when I.
Is that when you found him, Blue?
First saw, is his No Land Beyond
like,
video
this
he put
dude's
out
sick.
around Dark Below.
So,
well, I was like, damn, this is cool because no one's doing comedy.
and that's what it was. That's what Christian said. Like when we were first started.
Blue was so hesitant
it was all
to
just
say
straight.
That was nice. He's like, well.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean, it was like it was legit, just all information.
It was,
which is cool.
Like if you look back, it was back then. Destiny YouTube
which
was
is all right.
Datto, Bife, unknown player, more console, Planet Destiny. That's about it. And all those cores are
that's
how
all
to like
necessary.
get guns
DPJ.
and DPJ. That was more like unboxing and like cryptart kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's all important. But like when you're looking for, and I think this is something everyone does on YouTube, is information is cool, but you only go there when you need something. Like you go to a channel because you want to be
unless it's data, because I get information.
And nobody had really been taking the approach of how can I make entertaining Destiny videos. Like no one had built a channel around that. So Fruit was like,
well, I remember
he was like the first one to really do it, and I was like,
one of the first things I remember when Christian's channel was kind of starting, was brought up. I was like, there are no like comedy channels for like Destiny. It's like the one thing that was kind of missing from everything was that there was no comedy, there was no parody, it was just very serious
information.
kind of thing for Destiny at the time. But then Christian, when you put out that things heard around Destiny or whatever, things hurt
random when
random
I had
moment,
you like doing sparrow tricks and stuff.
360 Jesus flip.
Yeah, that was when Rob. I think that was your first video you ever ran.
Yeah, I mean that's why I still remember it.
And I think that's when I gave you my microphone.
I think so too.
I just need someone to randomly talk.
Yeah. And then and then how long was it between the Husk to the Dream Team video? Because we started Dream Team like
March 2015.
We started Dream Team like just before I want to say like a month and a half before House Wolves.
Now, how did you reach out to Blue, Christian? You just kind of found his.
I sent out
Twitter?
a tweet saying I need people to play Nightfall.
Oh, really?
Or like, does anyone want to run Nightfall? Yeah. And
back then I was like I
was like, what do you mean back then you were sweaty? Like you play sweater. IB all day. I mean,
so I was like, bro, like get me in. And then Fruit, see, and I notice this all the time now when we hang out with people. Like if Fruit roasts you, he likes you.
That's how you know he's comfortable with you.
If he just absolutely decimates your self-esteem, he genuinely likes you. So like,
your boys. If he says you're the third best barrel racer, you might as well be best friends, right?
Yeah, so we're playing the Nightfall, and I'm just joking with him, and he's joking with me, and then like it just starts getting into like, because I'm like, oh dude, I got you, and I'm not gonna lie, I threw pretty hard in the Nightfall.
Were you fangirling low key? Like were you like, oh my god, like I'm playing with like Mr. Fruit, or were you just like I'm playing with a cool guy who like makes YouTube videos?
I was like, yeah, this dude seems pretty cool. I'll play with him. So then I legit threw in the Nightfall. I'm not gonna lie, and then Fruit like would be like, hey man, so what happened to that PV God guy? Like I don't know what you're. And I was like, damn, this guy goes in.
Did you have your Zer video uploaded by then? Like your I Make It Rain video with Zer Blue? You know what I'm talking about? Did you have that uploaded by then?
Yeah. That was
like were you doing YouTube then?
Yeah, that was before then, yeah. My Zer video was right around Dark Glow as well. And it was because back then like Heavy Ammo was Heavy Ammo since the source of where you bought it was from Zer. Yeah.
Come back.
And the only place you get it was Zer. Yeah.
And I remember the one thing too that I took away from that Nightfall though was I was like, dang, you sound like really good, dude. And he's like, yeah, I use like an Audio Technica. He's like using the mic I used. Oh. And I was like, oh, nice, like nice mic quality. Yeah. So then when I was thinking of people to just do the Dream Team at the time, well, then I called it the Inefficient Squad or whatever.
I don't even remember what it was called.
But it was literally just, all right, I gave Rob my Snowball. He has a mic. Oh, that Blue guy had a good mic. Let's see if he wants to do something.
Well, and then that's what people are like, how'd you guys meet Blue? Like, was it like a cool story? And I'm like, no, it was really like, I joined a PS4 party. Blue was in there, and Christian said, this is who we're recording with. I said, hi, I'm Rob. He said, I'm Blue. And then we pressed record.
I was like, all right, we're just playing Rumble.
We just went in.
Is that what it was? We were playing Rumble, just kind of having fun. And then like Christian was like, we're going to record with this guy named Blue. He's like, pretty funny guy. Like, I did Nightfall with him. He's pretty cool. And I was like, all right, like, let's do it.
That was it.
And now here we are at GG over easy.
Very magical. Yeah, it's quite a Cinderella story. My Husk of the Pit was uploaded December 14th, 2014.
2014. How many of you were there?
Not many.
I was there.
It has 500,000 now.
Does it?
Yeah. Not bad.
I love when I go back and like hear your voice in those videos. Because like even back then I was like, man, he's got a deep voice. Like he's crazy. Like his YouTube voice is on game. But then it's like, Heidi ho everybody.
Well, yeah. I didn't know how to project or like with my mic and I still just kind of like talk.
Yeah, you're like, Heidi ho everybody. My name's Mr. Fruit.
Yeah, hi. I didn't know how to use
coming from me from the dorms.
Yeah, I was. Who was my roommate? Oh yeah. So I won't say my roommate's name. I don't know if there's any confidential, but he was pretty chill, dude. He was never around.
That's what I was gonna ask. Did he ever like walk in on you like recording?
Like he would, he just wouldn't really care. Or like I would try and record around when he wasn't there. Like I didn't want to intrude. Mm-hmm. And I had my Snowball because I had the lofted bed. Yeah. My desk was under my lofted bed. I had my microphone because I was using the Snowball and the little tripod thing.
Yeah, and it has like little 3 legs.
Mm-hmm. I took those little 3 legs and I stuck them in the wiring of the bed frame. Yeah. So it was hanging right below. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I would talk into it.
Yeah. So it was coming through you like this.
Yeah. So it was like upside down.
Yeah.
And it was so janky. But God, the good old days. That's when I was playing on my 720 monitor with like the screen tear and everything.
Crazy.
It's the good old days.
Crazy how far you've come, dude.
Yeah.
Very proud.
And you know what else is crazy?
What is?
This sponsor. Let's hear from them right now. And welcome back to this episode of the GG Over Easy.
Where you've learned about car
Podcast.
rebates and the lore of Mr. Fruit.
Hold on. I'm going to pull up this so-called schedule we had, which was really just rough ideas we were going to talk about. I'm going to see how many we've touched on.
I think 2 out of like a list of 8.
One.
Let's see.
Car
We've touched
rebates
on
isn't
one.
on there, so you can't go that.
Yeah, we haven't done that one. We haven't done that one. Gaming is just so general. We haven't done that one.
You haven't told them how I spelled nostalgia, though.
Oh, yeah. So something about See, I said it as you said it. Nostalgia. Rob wrote it down and spelled it.
I spelled it phonetically, all right? I don't know why I put the I, though.
He made something up.
Phonetically?
Yeah, this is what he thinks phonetically is. INSTOLGIA, which comes out to
Nostalgia.
Bro,
Instalgia.
I don't know why I put the I. I had a dyslexic moment, dude, and
Nostalgia.
I put the I, okay?
Sounds
I
like
know
you're-
it's N-A.
From Soviet Russia. Instalgia.
Nostalgia.
That's how he wrote that. We did talk about Game of the Year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that's only because I really nudged toward it. Like I really, really
You
tried
did,
to shove
Blue,
that
and
one
I
in
respect
there.
that, dude. That's a good podcaster. That's
And
what
I
a good
was like out of
podcaster
nowhere,
does.
I'm just like, so is it? You were talking about Apex, like so is that your favorite? Is that your game of
well
the
played.
year?
That was a nice
That-
plug.
that's a great segue, is what we would call that in the podcast game.
You know what else is a great segue?
A segue.
Not this one,
Oh.
but I think you
Oh.
have something you want to talk about. Rob.
Oh, yeah. So, as most of you guys know, Christian has changed his whole body. If you go back, honestly, I want people to go do this. If you go back and watch the old GG Over Easy,
Okay, a little
like please go
Marshmallow.
look at like Christian's face. And I'm not saying like Christian was like overweight or like didn't look good or like not good looking, but like he was a little like you can even say you're pudgy
Yeah.
around the face like me and like kind of
Oh,
had a
you're
little
not
and you know, and I hate looking like that, man. And I used to be a super all day athlete. Like I used to work out all the time, every day at power weights. I used to go and practice soccer every 2 hours every day. And now I wake up, I walk 2 feet, I grab a Fanta orange soda crush, and I crush that down. And then I watch YouTube videos of My Hero Academia. And that's got to change. So what I'm going to do is with this podcast, it's going to keep me honest and it's going to keep me right. So, and I can't lie to you guys, or I can't cheat you guys, is what I'm saying. Because I'm going to come to this podcast, I'm going to start looking good. What do you want? Oh, okay, you want me to turn it a little bit on.
yeah. You like to talk out. You know what I'm saying?
All I want to do is get in shape, work out, eat right. Because right now my diet consists of what's down the street, like what's a 5-minute drive that I can get some food, or what can I DoorDash? I don't want that anymore.
They DoorDash to you?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
they DoorDash down in Parker. It's really nice.
It's
down
been a while.
I mean, but what I'm saying is I want to start eating right, and what I'm going to start doing is there's this new diet thing called Whole30. So for the month of August, I'm going to hate my life, and I'm going to make terrible decisions and eat right and eat vegetables. It's like a paleo kind of diet where I can eat like fish, meat, no grains, no sugar, fruits, vegetables, and I think that's about and nuts. I think that's about it. So I'm going to start working out. I'm going to weigh myself here. We're going to have
We do have a scale.
we have a scale down here. I'm going to weigh myself, and every time I come in after a podcast, we're going to weigh me, and we're going to see how I feel and how I'm working. If you guys want to see the progress that I'm going through, I'm going to post my food pics, which is something they say you should because it keeps you honest.
Yeah.
So on my social media, on Instagram at RabbyV _.
Nice plug.
Yeah, there you go, dude. That's what I learned. So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna post my food. Like, you guys are gonna see me eat like cauliflower and steamed carrots, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest, dude. Okay, this is a question I was gonna ask you yesterday, but I didn't tell you because I said I wanted to save it for the podcast.
Okay.
When you're eating vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, or like I'll probably just say vegetables because I don't like veggies. When you eat them, if I swallow them whole, do I still get the nutrients from the vegetable?
Yes.
I do.
Oh my god!
Chewing it doesn't have anything to do with the nutrients.
But it like breaks it up and like gives the juices out and stuff like that, doesn't it?
No,
Like all-
you're
Like when you
stuff
bite
so
into
it
a
fits
broccoli,
down
there's like
your
broccoli
mouth
juice
hole.
that comes off of it, right? Do I still get that
And
broccoli
what?
juice?
Because you swallow it whole, that broccoli juice disappears.
It just stays in the broccoli.
You're Your stomach
gonna
acid
poop
still
out the
breaks
broccoli?
down things.
Well, no, I'm not gonna just poop out the broccoli, but it
Your
goes in
stomach breaks that all down.
Yeah, but like, does it break down the broccoli juice?
I mean, I
that
wouldn't
is still
recommend
in
you
the
just
broccoli.
swallow whole vegetables.
I can.
But okay, I don't recommend.
I can
it.
swallow.
There's
but
a
okay.
reason
I
you
shouldn't have
chew.
said that like that.
Your teeth.
But I'm really good at swallowing whole foods. Like a big carrot. I hate steamed carrots.
Carrots are delicious.
I hate steamed carrots. Steamed
It's a
vegetables.
heinous crime.
Steam anything. I hate. So like, in order to like get out of eating it as a kid, I would swallow it whole because I couldn't taste it. So like, I swear
Dude, I
to
actually
yeah,
love,
swear.
like, steamed broccoli.
Like I
That
would
shit's
swallow
meta.
like a piece of like carrot, swallow it whole, so I don't
Right.
taste it because that's
Remind
gross.
me to refresh my CPR training in case I ever need
One
to.
day I'm gonna just be playing TF2 with you. Just go
Rob, not the broccoli.
the cauliflower. Like, hey, I'm gonna be eating cauliflower. Please be on standby if you hear me fall and go down. So without further ado,
We're doing the weighing.
I'm gonna do the weigh-in. I'm probably gonna take off the hoodie because the hoodie probably adds.
let's be generous. Like 10 pounds.
Like, let's be honest. This hoodie probably adds a lot.
He is approaching the
for
scale for those
audio
not.
listeners.
Yeah, for the audio listeners out. Now that we have audio,
For the audio listeners on Spotify,
everywhere else you can find.
But Chris, what did you
podcast.
do? Was yours a lot of diet or was it a lot of work? Because you still work out a whole ton.
A little bit of everything.
Hold on, let me take out keys.
Okay.
Phone.
Uh huh.
My wallet.
We gotta
is gonna
make it-
add at least 20 pounds with how much cash is.
Same. Pet stacks.
Here we go.
Oh wait. Step off.
Oh, it's step off.
The little WW. Just like tap that with your foot. Yeah, there you go. And then wait for. Okay, no go.
All right, here we go.
And the
This
scale
is gonna
says
be a 000, dude. Better than I thought. Oh,
176.1
that's bad.
pounds.
I've never weighed that much ever.
Really?
100%.
That's a good weight for me.
I've been around like the 150 stage like my whole life. Okay, so 176.1. I gotta
I'm gonna
write
put that down somewhere. There you go. Take
we'll
all
get
your
like
fat
I
stacks.
can guarantee
Maybe
you,
we'll get,
like,
a whiteboard or
I
something
guarantee you, like,
that.
70% of listeners at home
That's
are
bad.
Rob's like, damn, that's bad.
176.1.
And then everyone
okay.
at home's like,
So
damn,
next
if
time-
that's bad.
So August 1st,
what
I'm
am I?
starting like all this. So I still have like 2 days of just being terrible and eating terrible
You
food.
just go in.
So like I'm still gonna go in after this. Like I had Wendy's today, and I'm probably gonna have it again. Let's be real.
Well, yeah. So you didn't hear Blue, but he was talking about how almost everyone at home is gonna be like, "That's a bad way." Everyone's like, "Oh God."
Well, okay, no, okay.
Everyone. Here's the thing. I also learned working out. Like I just mentioned, like 176. God knows, I'm 174 right now, and I've been working months because I bulked one
Mhm.
month. And here's the problem: I gain really easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from 168 to 182 in a month.
Yeah.
That's 14 pounds a month.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Not many people can put that on. And I didn't even really have to try. And that was mainly clean bulking,
Mainly.
But that was the end of April, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So now May, June, and all of July, 3 months. And I've shed almost 10 pounds, but literally just trying to.
And you're at 174 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the lowest you've been?
No,
Or-
I was 168.
Okay, you're 168.
Yeah.
See, I'm not trying to like bulk, you know. I'm trying to be like Justin Bieber circa 2015. Like my boy Blake said. Like just circa, like I don't want to look like big shoulder guy, you know what I mean? Because I don't have that kind of body. I have that like lean kind of soccer player body. So
I
I'm
do
just
not.
I'm trying to just like do a lot of cardio and just kind of stick with that. Because I have the metabolism of Seabiscuit. I've been on this diet of Wendy's, then throw in another kind of fast food place, and then
Taco Bell.
etc. Yeah, dude, any kind of place. For like the past, I don't know, 7 years. So, yeah, I mean, because I like it's just I'm so sick of it because like I'm not like out of shape. I mean, I'm out of shape, but I'm not like
I was about to say, let's do some
Yeah,
tests to see if you're in shape.
I would.
You might not look out of shape.
Oh, but like inside,
your
dude,
heart's probably like
gross, dude. I bet it's like just like clogged
Arteries,
arteries.
yeah,
Oh,
just
it's
like-
so bad in there, dude. My like blood cells are gravy. Like it's not even like anything at this
yeah,
point.
your white blood cells have turned to gray.
But I don't want to do what you did in terms of. Well, there was one day chat. That's so. There's one day,
What up,
guys.
chat?
There was one
Listeners,
day we were
wow.
recording a video, and Christian was doing some crazy diet.
Okay, I hated that diet.
He was
too.
doing some crazy diet, and he would complain about it all the time. And then we were
Worst time of my
recording,
life.
and he's like, "I'm going insane. I need something. I'm gonna grab a raspberry real quick." And we were like, a raspberry? Like, that's your cheat?
It was literally
A-
one raspberry. A raspberry.
And that was your cheat, right?
Yeah.
Why is that a cheat in that diet?
Because of how many the sugar and carbs that it has if you eat too much. Because the whole diet was keto diet.
Yeah.
And so you have to eat under like 10 grams of carbs.
Uh-huh.
Look at anything. This banana, for instance, has like 60 grams of carbs.
That fake one or a real one?
No, the real one. All right, stick them up. No, but like just a banana. So you couldn't even eat a banana, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
But you would be surprised how literally carbs are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to not eat 10 grams was insane. And I tried to do it for 3 weeks because you're supposed to hit a catabolic state. It did not work for me. I was low energy. I was more moody.
Now, catabolic state
Everything
is
about
when
it.
it doesn't pull from the sugar, but it pulls from your fat, like energy-wise.
Right.
Or like,
It's not supposed to pull from carbs. It's going to learn you don't feed it carbs anymore, so it has to find energy elsewhere,
Yeah.
and so it pulls from fat.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. I never entered that state, even though people are. It's supposed to take anywhere from like 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I was so miserable that I was like,
Just
and
didn't,
like,
did you
even
have
just,
energy? Like,
no,
at all?
even like recording was like a chore, and I was like, I was just dying,
Yeah, just
and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I'm
So
not going to do this.
I told you I ordered pizza from a local place. Fantastic pizza, probably the best pizza I've ever had that night.
Oh, it is great pizza.
Vegged out, watched some Game of Thrones. It was a good night.
What's your diet like, Blue? You got a diet regimen? Do you cook actually at all? Because I don't cook. That's going to be the really hard
I
thing
do-
for me.
I do
You
cook
do
a
cook.
lot.
Oh.
I do cook a lot. I am
Bit of a
a casual
Dude, at
chef,
Fruit Summit,
if
will you
will.
cook us a dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
What's your favorite meal to make?
See, when I make food, I make it because like it's like, you know, this is good for me, but it's not like the damn. I don't know if I would serve it.
Because it's like good because like you're the judge, you know. It's not like
It's like purely
Yeah.
functional. Like if I,
you're
I
not
can
feeding
survive
kids
on my own,
like with this dinner you're eating.
yeah, no, I'm not trying to like impress a crowd. I can make my own food, and I'll be like, damn, this tastes good. But then you get like self-conscious, like, damn, but does this taste good to
Yeah.
other people?
Okay, well then, what's your favorite thing to make for yourself?
I like probably my favorite thing.
Chorizo.
It's probably like picadillo. I don't know if
What
you
is
guys
it?
know what that is. I love making that picadillo. It's like
One more time.
Yeah, pick it a who?
Picadillo.
Oh, deal.
It's,
Mine's PB and J.
shout out my Mexican boys. It's like
Mexican voice.
it's just like ground beef and tomatoes and shit like
Sounds
that.
pretty good.
With some little tomatoes.
Did your mom
and
teach you how to cook, or your dad?
Maybe
Or
some
just
rice. Yeah. Well, I just
Chef
learned by
Ramsay.
watching.
kinda- Chef Ramsay. There's too much sauce, Blue.
I make some
You
pretty
bellend.
mean Mexican rice.
Oh
for
my
the
God,
season.
the sauce.
I yeah, I
And
make
then,
scrambled eggs.
I don't know. I've been
pretty
really
easy to
getting
make
deep
those.
into like learning how to make like some real good ramen.
Ooh. Wait,
You know
do
what I
you
mean?
like make
So I've
the
been
noodles
working on that.
yourself?
No, from scratch.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I was gonna say
not.
like from scratch. No way, Blue's like. I mean, maybe that's what Blue's actually doing when he's taking a poop. He's cooking a 4-course meal, like making
I like-
everything from
I like to think of
scratch.
myself
That's what
as like
takes
a
forever.
remix chef,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
it's taking forever.
Like as like a current day, you know, like a millennial chef. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'll take pre-made stuff like ramen in
Oh.
packages, and I'll
Little
put my
life
own
hack?
spin on it. You know,
I
and I
did that.
feel like that's the best way to
You
be
can't
a
make
chef
ramen taste good
nowadays.
to me, though. Like
Here's
it all
my
just
life
tastes the
hack
same.
for
It all
ramen.
just
What?
tastes the same.
Here's my ramen hack. It was really not much to it. You put the amount of water you want in there, and
Mm-hmm.
you put the brick of ramen in there.
The prick.
You take the seasoning. I go beef.
Mm-hmm.
You only use half of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go too ham.
Okay, just half.
It's a lot of sodium. You'd be surprised. So you only do half.
Healthy guy.
You get
over here.
enough flavoring, and you make sure to not let it soak too much that it's going to cook out most of the seasoning.
Yeah, you don't want sogginess.
But then once you're done with it and it's simmering, you take Frank's Red Hot sauce and you go to town, my friends. You don't.
Doesn't that have more sodium in it
Red
though
Hot.
too?
That's a
Like,
classic.
It's not that bad. Hot sauce isn't really that bad. I mean,
hot sauce is surprisingly light on you.
You could do like the whole thing of Frank's Red Hot and it still wouldn't be half that packet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, with Frank's Red Hot, you're pouring like straight vinegar on
You
it,
put that in
Straight
there?
vinegar.
which
you
honestly
mix
is
the
great.
taste.
Like,
I tell you what,
That's
it
like
sounds
what- that-
real simple. Like there's not much to it.
Yeah.
But, ooh.
Here's my ramen hack. You take the ramen, you break it, and then you fix your faucet with it, and you mold it around the faucet so you don't have to buy a new faucet. Did you ever see
all
that?
right, so
Well, I
here's my
saw
ramen
where they
hack.
did it to like buffer like cars and stuff.
Oh, I saw he was buffering like a sink, like the sink like cracked and broke, and he like buffed
Yeah.
it with
He
some,
used ramen
with
for
some
it.
ramen. It was
So
crazy.
dumb. What were you gonna say, Blue?
Okay, wait. Can I go
Of
over my
course.
ramen hack?
Of
It's a
course.
little lengthy.
I
Okay,
love
so here
some
you go.
white behind.
All right, so you got to start with the good one. So Shin Ramyun Black.
What is that?
You guys know what that is? That's a
Never heard of
it's
it.
a real
haven't
high
either.
quality South Korean ramen.
Do you find it? Do you
Shin-
find this in like
Shin
a normal
Wam
grocery
Yu?
store?
Shin Ramyun Black.
Shin
It's fantastic.
Ramyun.
You find it in the international
How do you-
section of
Shin
your. I don't know if you guys. I feel like you would have it in Walmart or
Kings.
something. Shin Ramyun with black, or
Shenmue?
or if you're feeling a little more,
Shenmue 3?
Ramyun. Shin.
Okay, I can't find it. Not important. Okay, keep going.
I'll link it later. I think everyone home knows. Or Nissan Rao.
I know that one.
You want the tonkatsu flavor because
I'm
it's
not
the
a big
best
ramen
one.
guy.
It's fantastic.
It all tastes the same.
You're going for more umami.
Unless
you know,
it's like
that's
a
all
real
your thing.
ramen place.
Okay. Shin Ramyun, right? Here we go.
Hit me with it.
All right. You're going to put it in. Halfway through cooking the noodles and all the stuff in there, all right?
I'm listening.
All right. You're going to throw in an egg and you're going to poach the egg in there
What does poach the egg mean?
with
Oh.
the noodles. You know how to
What's
poach an egg?
No, Chef Blue. I don't know what poaching an egg means. That's why I'm asking.
I only
Poaching
knew
an
that
egg, it's
'cause of
like
my diet before.
Oh.
My workout.
So
diet.
when you poach an egg, you like
Mr.
you like
Diet
put it
guy.
in boiling or
And
hot water,
you let the
usually
egg
hot
yolk-
water, and it cooks the
whites.
egg in like a perfect little
Oh.
oval shape. So you have the egg white, and then the inside is
Oh,
still
okay.
yolky.
So it's like a hard-boiled egg, but not the yolk part.
It's like a Kindle egg, except
It's
instead
like-
of a toy, you get yolk.
You get
It's like a
yolk.
soft-boiled egg without the shell.
Instead of choking
Imagine
on a
that.
toy, you get yolk.
Or is that Kindle
So you
egg,
poach
whatever?
the egg with the ramen, pour the ramen in your bowl,
said balls.
all right? But you're gonna go even harder. So now you're gonna get some green onions, right? You're gonna get a little,
Let me
get
just
a
grab
little
my
cilantro,
local green onion
maybe
that
some.
I have in my fridge.
Yeah,
Costs nothing.
get some of that. You're gonna throw like a little hit of sesame oil and some soy sauce in
See,
there.
I have none of these ingredients.
All right.
I have a Taco Bell
Super
down the
easy.
street.
Your parents might have it. You don't know.
No,
I mean, those
you
are
want to know what my
super easy
parents have in there?
ingredients. Alright.
Here's what. Hold on, real quick, Blue. This is what my parents have in their fridge. I'm sure a lot of people can open this. You open up the fridge, dude, and it's just condiments. It's just
Okay, but
condiments.
before you keep on going, and then you got to finish it with chives. That's
Oh,
what
I
all
love
the
really
chives.
together.
I love
and then
chives.
boom,
I love chives.
and then boom, you got a perfect, simple upper. You know, it's Shin Ramyun plus.
I want a
ramen
pic of it
plus.
next time you make it, Blue,
Yeah.
and we'll show it off.
The egg is the nice touch. That's what I used to always do.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It's the egg.
And then I always throw
next
in like 3 serrano peppers because that's what I do.
hot.
But don't do that because you probably won't be able to handle it.
Why wouldn't
Don't
I
do
be
that.
able to handle that? What? I'm too white.
What are
I
you
can handle
saying,
a little.
dude?
I can handle a little spiciness, dude.
No.
hot. It's too hot.
Well,
Help,
you're
help,
gonna-
help,
I don't think you
We're gonna
realize
test that at the
how.
summit.
First,
Oh,
can you eat like a
Cinnamon
jalapeno? Like, can you get through?
You're talking like a fresh
Can you just
raw
get-
jalapeno, all the seeds and everything.
Yeah, like a raw. Can you like cut up a jalapeno and like can you eat like a slice of jalapeno without?
oh
like,
yeah,
dying?
for sure. Like with all the seeds and stuff. Yeah.
My mouth's
I
watering.
mean, I'm not
thinking
just
about
gonna.
it.
But,
I'm
like,
not
just-
just gonna
just-
eat
just
a
by
jalapeno
itself.
though. That doesn't like sound yummy. Like I'll have jalapenos with like a burrito or something like that. I'm not just gonna
I'll
eat a
get 'em on a
jalapeno.
burger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I'll have it like be it as an extra.
From a
I'm not just
pizza.
gonna have it like as the main. Like ew,
Right.
that's gross.
Well, everyone thinks they like spicy food until they go to an Indian place and they're like, "I'll take it spicy."
Yep.
I've never tried.
Yep.
it.
And then you're like,
Your whole day's ruined.
"Yeah, I have a story about that, but that's another story for another time."
I want to hear it.
Anyways, Shin Ramyun, fantastic.
Shin
Pick it
Wan
up.
Yu.
Great South Korean ramen.
We should
Fantastic.
have like a cooking competition while we're here. We have like a budget of $10. Like we can only spend $10 on groceries, whatever you want to make, and whoever makes the best meal with their ingredients wins.
I'm just gonna get like some like muffin mix,
Yeah, I was gonna get like a peanut butter and some
pre-baked
jelly
cake, maybe.
and I think they call it bread. Just kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what I could even make to like. That's the weird thing too. Is like people are like, can you cook? It's like I can follow instructions.
it's-
or I can follow a recipe.
Well, what I hate is like when a recipe is like, put 2 tablespoons, and then I look at my thing, and then it's like TBS, and then there's like one that says TBBS, and I'm like, what is TBBS?
Okay, well
Like
that's just common sense.
Well, there's
I
like
mean.
tablespoon, and then there's like
It should be TBPS.
whatever, same thing, tablespoon, and then there's I hate the other measurements,
Or
and then I don't.
TBSP or-
And then like it's like add 3 quarts of water. It's like I don't have a thing that measures quarts. Like what's 3 quarts? I'm just gonna put in this is 3 quarts, I
Okay,
guess.
well, if
That's
you
how
don't
I
have a
cook.
megging cup behind it, why are you cooking?
I don't know. I kind of just have to.
So
to
what do you
live and
have?
survive.
You have just
I have condiments in the fridge. I already told you what I have. I don't cook.
they have
That's why
to
I'm
have,
changing
they
everything by
have to
myself.
have a measuring cup. They have to have a measuring cup.
Somewhere, I'm sure.
Goodness gracious.
So I can measure out how much mustard and ketchup I can put in there or something, and mayo and beans and sauces that have been in there since I was in 6th grade. I swear, man. There's like cream of mushroom that's been in my parents' fridge for like, I'm not kidding, it must be 5 years at this point. It's literally just sitting back there.
Why don't you do him a favor and just throw it out?
Because I'm like, Dad, what are you gonna do with this cream? Is like the cream of mushroom soup. So gross. Ew. He's like, I'm gonna take it for work one day. Like, well, you're gonna die at work when you eat that and you open that up. DIA is gonna be evacuated because somebody opened up cream of mushrooms. Ugh. That's another thing I'm gonna have to start eating, dude. Mushrooms. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those.
But I can like,
Dude, I love
ew,
mushrooms. What?
You could just eat those?
Dude. Oh,
People
absolutely.
do
Those
that?
are great. You grill a couple mushrooms, dude?
I'm
Eat those
telling you,
up.
dude, this is gonna be like the hardest thing I'm ever gonna do. You guys are gonna like hear me like, oh, I'm gonna go get a snack. And I'm gonna be like, I'm like gonna be drinking so much water, dude. Because like,
Yeah,
if I don't like something I'm eating, I'll like chew it and then I'll like,
you just gotta try and down it.
yeah, I'll just down it with some like liquid and try and swallow it whole.
That was what I used to do. That where I knew how to poach eggs. Like the diet was just like
Yeah.
chicken, like beef, like just simple proteins, lean meats, potatoes, and vegetables, like raw vegetables.
Yeah.
And
Raw vegetables, can't grill them.
You could steam them if you wanted to. I do that every now and then.
But you couldn't grill them? Is there a reason
Mhm.
why? Like just because it takes out something or makes
Yeah,
it
or
worse
just
for you
yeah.
or something?
Like I think steaming also kind of does that. Really, there's no way to like unless you eat them fresh to get all of it. It seems like. But anyway, I would like choke stuff down.
Yeah.
And I actually read an article recently where a bodybuilder, like same,
Diet.
like same diet,
Yeah.
died trying to do it because like he literally like he was trying to down so much and it was so dry he couldn't swallow and he just
Oh, he choked.
died.
I thought he just
Yeah.
died from it. Like
Oh,
he was
no,
like,
not the diet.
I was like, he died
but like
from
it
a
was
diet.
so dry. Like I could even think back to moments where I'm like,
You're not even
like
allowed to
it's
drink
in your
water and
throat.
stuff?
you can, but there's only
Oh.
so much water you can drink.
Yeah.
Especially when it's that dry and you're just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
See, like my dinner, whenever I eat now, like normally I look forward to eating. I'm like, this 6-piece chicken tender meal is going to die right now, dude. This thing sucks. Like, see you later. And now it's just going to be like me just looking at it like,
Dude, you know what? This is a great segue into a different topic that's not on the list.
Oh.
But you know what? It's
Bringing
a good
up
thing to
something.
bring up. All right. If you had to pick one, like one fast food place to eat for the rest of your
Oh.
life, which fast food place would it be?
Yeah, Rob on lock.
That was so
He's like-
instant.
well, the
He
thing
was
with
just like,
Taco Bell is
bro.
every time I go to Taco Bell, like I get something different, dude. That's what's beautiful about Taco Bell. It's all the same ingredients, just different ways to deliver it to your mouth. Like a crunchy taco is the same thing as a burrito, right? It has same ingredients, everything. It's just flour, corn.
You see, here's the weird conception about Mexican food. Everyone, like, whether you go to like Texas or Los Angeles, they're like, oh, Mexican food has to be this or that. It's like, if as long as it's fresh ingredients, like it's probably some
Yeah,
good
exactly,
Mexican food. So basically, Taco Bell
Oh,
has
come
none
on,
of that.
man! Like what I love about a Crunchwrap, it's like I'm getting the same thing from this taco and burrito, but I'm taking it in frisbee form. You know what I mean? It looks like a frisbee now.
No, I will
Frisbee.
agree. In Taco Bell's defense, like that's the food I would have made like if I had like access to a kitchen when I was like 6 years old. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. What
Like
did
that's like
Taco
that's like
Bell do to you?
that's like the food like 6-year-old Mexicans
Taco
would
Bell
make
gave
if
us
they had the
Baja
opportunity
Blast.
to cook.
Yeah. So you relax.
Absolutely
over there.
legendary.
You all right?
I
This
like
is- this
burped
is
halfway,
positive.
so I
This
made
is
it sound like I
positive.
was crying because I kind of
No,
burped.
no. It's not negative.
It's like,
Like,
whoa.
dude, imagine all the weird shit you'd think of as a kid to just stuff in your mouth, like
I
if you
ate
could
glue.
cook, and that's
You guys
Taco
ever tried
Bell.
Play-Doh as a kid?
No.
Pretty salty. I like tried Play-Doh.
Why are you so salty,
Oh,
Wappy?
what?
Because I ate Play-Doh as a kid.
Why are you salty?
It all comes back and stems from my Play-Doh eating days.
What where would you eat, Blue?
I don't know. that's a
Chipotle
hard-ass
doesn't
question.
count as like fast food, right?
I think so.
No,
I was probably gonna say Chipotle.
it has to have a drive-through.
If-
It has
if they
to
serve
have
you
a
the food in
drive-through.
under 5 minutes.
In
It's a fast food.
order to have
It's
a place
food
be
on the
fast
go.
food, you gotta have a drive-through.
It is food on the go.
I mean,
There might be a Chipotle.
there was a
drive.
Qdoba actually where I used to live that had a drive-through.
so
I'll
for
find one to prove your
Ooh,
point.
yeah, that's good.
There's got to be someone somewhere.
Nah, a drive-through Chipotle, that'd be cool.
gotta
I don't
be
think so.
that would be
Give me a second.
awesome.
'Cause,
My
like,
God.
Because in
They
order
probably
for
won't
something
do
to
that.
classify as fast food for me, you got to be able to just to go through the drive-through because that's fast food. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm taking it in my car and now it's
I guess
fast
so.
because it's in my car and moving fast.
Eh, I guess that's fair enough. Yeah,
Not-
that's fair enough.
I mean, I guess you're getting it to me fast, and that's why it's called fast food. But you should
Chipotle Mexican Grill is planning to open a few dozen drive-thrus called
Planning.
Chipotlanes in 2019.
Chipotlanes. That's pretty good marketing for
Chipotlanes? Who are
Chipotle.
these
I'll give you
people?
that.
And this was February 7th.
Does it come with the salmonella and everything too?
They very well could have. When I said drive-thru, though, it comes up with San Antonio
Oh, blue.
and
Yes.
somewhere in Massachusetts.
Why does Texas get
somewhere
everything?
in Ohio?
Why does Texas
So
get
there might
everything
be.
cool?
Because it's cheap.
Do you
to
like
build shit
Whataburger
here.
Blue?
I
You know what's
love
funny? Everyone's
Whataburger.
like,
That's-
everybody in Texas was like, everybody should try Whataburger. And then when Whataburger says it's going like
Dude.
global, everyone's like, oh my god, dude, I hate that it's going like now everybody can have it. What the hell? Like,
Okay, I don't know. It's
but
still gonna be
everybody should have
Whataburger.
it, but not
Fruit
only here in
on it-
Texas.
Fruit actually wasn't the biggest fan. Of
I had it a long time
I mean,
ago,
it
and
wasn't bad.
it didn't put an impression
But,
on
like,
me either.
I feel like I showed him like my greatest secret when I was like, "Yo, get the buffalo ranch
was
chicken
good.
strip sandwich."
Well, also they kept messing it up. That
Oh, they
didn't help.
messed it up like
Yeah.
3
They
times.
did mess it up.
It was good. Bringing out. Well, first off, they brought me just 2 things of bread with chicken tenders on it. That was it.
No sauces or anything
No,
like that.
nothing. I was like, that's not it. So then they bring it back again, just with cheese.
Like no.
And I was like, no, like buff. And then they bring it back, and then they
By this time,
finally
you're
put-
already like soiled it and like
Well,
you're
everyone's
like-
already done with their meal at this point.
So you got
And
to
so-
be the one guy.
They finally bring it, and at that point, I was probably jaded. It was still good, but I was like, nah, it wasn't worth the wait.
It wasn't worth the 3 things and all the hoops we just
Dude,
jumped through and all the
Whataburger.
hot sauce.
And
that I
like trying to
didn't get.
like talk like just well, because like they took it off the menu, I guess. But they're like, oh, we can still make that. We'll just sub this for
Oh.
this. I'm like,
It's like secret menu stuff.
just well, they when I went before they had it, but this most recent year or whatever, when I went with Blue, I guess they'd taken it off.
It's a seasonal thing.
I guess, which doesn't make sense because I went in the
But
same
they
season.
still make it. It's just like an upcharge for making like an
and they
off season.
upcharged me for the wrong
thing.
stuff. So
It's a spring kind of burger.
yeah,
Yeah, we went to a pleb Whataburger. Unfortunately,
I
Whataburger would probably be it
Really?
for me if I had to pick a.
I mean, I haven't had it in
Whataburger
years.
or Taco Cabana. I love Taco
Oh,
Cabana
yeah.
so much. It'd probably be Taco Cabana.
Right.
Does it have a drive-through? Okay, then.
Yeah, it does. We went to
Gotta
Taco
take.
Cabana. I
I gotta check my.
this is
things,
where
man.
I make my stand. This is the grave I die on.
Well, you like Taco Cabana, didn't you, Fruit?
I'm not gonna say it's my
It's
favorite.
good.
I don't know.
I mean, but for like a 3 a.m.
Chick-fil-A might be a good option.
good
too.
ass Mexican
Well, I was gonna
food,
say,
like there's you can't really go
tentatively
wrong.
Chipotlanes. Because if it's
Chipotlanes.
Chipotle, then it's good. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Chipotlanes, or yeah, maybe Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of something.
Ooh,
There's a lot of
Chick-fil-A's
different
a good
options,
one.
but they're good. But I don't know. Chick-fil-A, it doesn't matter what I eat. It just is good.
Yeah.
And then they also have some healthy options, I guess. If I'm ever like,
Yeah, if
I
you
want
ever
to
wanna go
stop feeling
healthy.
like diabetes.
I mean, Taco Bell has some too. If I ever wanted to get like a Chipotle Southwest salad or something,
That's I still don't know if that's
probably worse.
And then like you could still get a fruit cup or something. That's nice. But yeah, Chipotle, like I can just put a few different things in my burrito bowl. It doesn't matter for some reason. That's it.
Get him a
all I
celebrity
need.
card.
Please. Please. That would actually that's my end goal.
That's end goal.
That's why I started all this. Then when I started making videos, it's like I make it when I get my Chipotle
That's end game.
celebrity
That's how
card.
you know. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
And the day that happens, I just want you to know I'm quitting.
Of course. It's just so you guys know.
I got it. I'm out.
That'd be sweet. What is that? Just a free burrito, right?
I think it's-
you get
yeah.
a free burrito every day. Like
Something like
technically,
that, yeah.
you could go in there and get a free burrito every
Yeah.
day. 365 burritos on that card.
Yeah.
I
it would
couldn't
be.
do it. That's too much. That's
I would.
You could do Chipotle every day.
Yeah, I think so.
Sheesh. Then I'm thinking about like Taco Bell every day, and I'm just like, you know what I could do every day? Cauliflower and broccoli.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
steamed
right.
vegetables because
Get yourself
that's
in the
what
right
I'm going
mindset.
to be doing.
The right mindset.
Yeah, I'm going to be eating coleslaw and with no mayonnaise and some radishes and some zucchini chips. And
Well, zucchini chips are. I'm pretty sure zucchini just doesn't have like much nutritional value.
dude, I don't care. As
But
long
I
as
mean,
I'm
it's a
getting a
little
zucchini,
crispy and it's fresh. I
I'm
mean,
probably
they're
better.
nice,
It's
but,
probably better than Doritos and Orange
Um,
Crush.
I mean, anyone could tell you that.
I mean, I got to drink one of them big old jugs over there.
Those are- I've been missing it. I didn't want to get up, but down that
Here,
sucker.
here, I'll-
Oh, you're getting. Thank you. Give me my water. I'm behind on my. Okay.
You guys,
That's
for the audio
dehydrated.
listeners, I am carrying Christian's 8-gallon jug of water that he has to drink every day.
It's 1 gallon. and I don't have to. I get to. Okay.
I like how it has inspirational quotes on it.
Yeah.
Remember your goal.
You've got this. No excuses. A little bit more.
You know what? Like, I'd want one that'd be like, you know what? Take a break.
You know what? That's enough.
You know what?
Slow your roll.
Get a pizza. You've earned it.
You deserve it. But you know what else we deserve?
What?
That's not a good segue. I'll work on that.
You know what else we deserve? A second
You're doing
episode?
great.
Is that what you're going to
Yeah,
go
we're
for?
going to wrap this episode up. So this one has gone for about an hour and a half. We're going to, since we're doing weekly installments, we're going to start doing it to where each episode's a little bit short. I mean, before we'd literally just go like, oh, it's like 2.5, 3 hours. I guess we should stop.
I guess we'll stop.
Yeah,
now.
whatever. But we're going to try and do it for the weekly installments to make it so that we can actually keep up weekly installments and also, I don't know, always make sure we have stuff to talk about or whatever. So we're going to keep it to try find a sweet spot somewhere around hour and a half. Some might be a little bit longer. Some might be a little bit shorter. We'll see. Depends on the week and what's going on. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Why don't you tell the people your social media links and where they can find you if they do not know?
I mean, I guess you can find me on
I'm just doing this for me and Blue, okay?
Oh,
Just,
okay,
just
sorry.
plug your links so we can plug ours.
Mr. Fruit on YouTube and Mr. Fruit IT on Twitter and some other stuff. Just search Mr. Fruit.
Robbie_V, Twitch and Instagram and Twitter. BlueWestlo?
I am BlueWestlo everywhere. BlueWestl.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if that was it, but okay.
It was.
Oh, it was? See,
Yeah, I
see
wouldn't
like I'm
doubt
listening
him
to
on
those.
his.
I'm like, okay.
What do you think he spelled like?
I thought he spelled like BLUEWES and then mess it up there.
That was right so far. I mean,
about spelling?
anyway, not important. What you should also know, though, more importantly, is you can find this podcast. Well, ideally, I guess you found this. But if you're on YouTube and you're like, you know what? I want to take this on the go or listen to this somewhere else. Or maybe certain episodes I can't catch on YouTube or whatever. Well, guess what? They're everywhere you can find podcasts. So go look it up. GG Over Easy. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Make sure wherever you do go listen to the podcast, though, to like, comment, favorite, do whatever you can, subscribe to it if you can. It actually helps us a whole bunch. It helps searches in the podcast realm because that's a different beast than YouTube in itself. So be sure to do that. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you listening, whatever you may or may not be doing. But again, look out for another episode, hopefully a week from whenever this was uploaded. We'll have a schedule figured out, hopefully more roughly whenever
Very excited for more podcasts to come.
Yeah, whenever we get closer to that. So just wanted to let you all know. And Rob, Blue, anything else you want to add?
We'll see you episode 2. And we hope you enjoyed episode 1.
Real episode 2.
Yeah, this is real episode 2. Well, this is real episode 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, we technically already had episode 1 and 2, but
this is the episode 1.
right, yeah, redacted.
Okay.
So look out for that. We love you all.
Bye, guys.
We'll talk to you in the next one. Farewell.